Good morning, everyone. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is buying a new Samsung phone. Bad news and good news. In early November, my wife Joanne's Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus phone began having a problem. When she was on a phone call, the other party's volume level was barely audible, forcing her to switch to speakerphone or use her Bluetooth earbuds. Now, this problem is usually caused by dirt and matter lodging in the teensy tiny hole near the top of the phone, on the face of the phone, where the ear speaker is. I cleaned it thoroughly, but the problem persisted. So I concluded that the very low volume problem was likely hardware related instead and probably not fixable. By coincidence, a few days later, I received an email promo from Samsung that included a buy one, get one free special on the Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, and S21 Ultra. I checked out. I really did quite a study on the Galaxy S21 line of phones and found that they were quite highly regarded and rated. The $800 S21 is similar in size to my Galaxy S8. The $1,000 S21 Plus is 10% larger, but otherwise technologically the same as its smaller brother. So you pay $200 more for 10% larger phone. The $1,200 S21 Ultra is larger yet and weighs a half pound. It's a big phone. Its camera system, especially its 8K video camera, is drawing universal rave reviews. It's a highly regarded phone. By the way, the S21 US and Canadian models are known as the S21 5G and are available in 128 gigabyte or 256 gigabyte versions. The Samsung S21 5G 128 gigabyte model looked like a perfect replacement for Joanne's ailing S9 Plus. And I began thinking I could be very happy with that phone as well. By the way, in BOGO, buy one, get one free was an additional incentive. But unfortunately, our old phones didn't qualify for trade-in, which nixed the whole deal. Bad news. That's the way the cookie crumbles. 2 weeks later at our family Thanksgiving dinner, I learned that our son and daughter-in-law had Samsung Galaxy S21 phones, so I asked about their cost. Sue replied that they were free from Verizon. And then their daughter, our granddaughter, chimed in saying that her new Verizon iPhone was also free. Well, I was suspect. I didn't press the issue any further because I figured they didn't quite understand things as well as I did about the whole process of buying new phones. Cellular providers just don't give away free phones. My usual way of buying a new phone is to head for Costco. I've bought 5 phones there since 2012, after all. Yet, I admit to being intrigued by the thought that Verizon might indeed have a free phone thing going. Could they be right? Joanne has been with Verizon for 20 years, and I switched them 10 years ago. I suppose that should count for something, right? Well, we decided to get up early the next morning and head to our local Verizon store. It was Black Friday. Had to be good deals. We were the first in line and soon met with a salesman who began talking Verizon phone plans, telling us that our old plan would not qualify for their best deal on new phones. I liked our old plan. We reluctantly agreed that we'd have to change plans, and I asked him to show us the S21 phone. Oh, we don't have them in stock, but if you order, you'd receive yours by around December 27th. Our hearts sank. We wanted new phones now. Knowing that wouldn't happen, we thanked him kindly and left. It was nearly time for our Costco to open, so we headed there. We met with the salesman at the kiosk and learned that they had no S21s now and no idea when and if they would again be available. Is this another supply chain problem? Just more bad news. We were leaving Minnesota in 4 days to fly to Arizona, so we had to put any thought of new phones on the back burner for a while. We arrived at our tin shack with lean-to, that's my nickname for it, at Silveridge in Mesa on November 30th, and our fully packed car showed up 3 days later, thank heavens. Those of you who do the snowbird thing know that when you arrive, it typically takes at least a week to get fully settled. With our situation, it was more like 2 weeks. This reverie was interrupted, however, last Wednesday morning at 9:12 by an email from Verizon proclaiming seasonal savings. Any Samsung Galaxy S21 with select trade-in and unlimited plans. I figured I needed to investigate. I first checked it out. Our old phones did qualify for trade-in. Yippee, I thought, wow, $800 off an $800 phone was terrific. But would $1,600 off 2 phones also work? I had to find out right now. This is what the graphic looked like to the right there. I clicked on Chat with a Salesperson button and was greeted by Lolita. She was very friendly, but judging from the time it took her to respond to my questions, she was likely working with other buyers simultaneously. After nearly an hour of back and forth, the deal sounded really good, and I was about ready to accept it. However, there was one thing, I can't even remember what it was, it bothered me, and I needed to check it out. But when I returned to reply to Lolita, the chat page was gone. Poof, everything had evaporated. Bad news galore. My countenance was beset with exasperation and disgust. So I closed down my computer. I'll tell you, the juice had fled this turnip. When Joanne returned home later, I told her what had happened and asked her if she'd be willing to go with me to the nearby Verizon store to see if they offered the same $800 off on the $800 Galaxy S21 5G phone. She was eager to cooperate because the nearly inaudible ear speaker sound on her beloved Galaxy S9 Plus had really become frustrating for her. We arrived at the store at 3 p.m., signed in, and were told it would be about a 90-minute wait. By the way, that's a photo of the actual store. Ron Brown would remember that store. It's on Power Road, just north of Highway 60. In a little over an hour, we were called and introduced to our salesperson, Ty, who happened to be the store manager. He was very pleasant and very smart. We happily learned that he was able to offer the same $800 credit toward an $800 phone and offer the same deal on 2 phones. We knew this meant we would lose our great old data plan and had to switch to Verizon's unlimited plan, which would cost roughly $12 a month more than our old data plan for a 24-month period. It amounts to a little less than $300. In the end, Joanne and I agreed that it wasn't that big a deal because we'd be getting 2 new free Galaxy S21 phones with the new Android 12 operating system. Wow. I don't think we have any Samsung S21s in stock, but I'll check, Ty said, as he unlocked a large drawer. I was sure they didn't have them. In a moment, however, he returned bearing 2 black boxes. Surprise, surprise, we do have 2 S21s and only 2, he exclaimed. Ty essentially copied the content of each of our old phones to our new ones. It took several hours, and we left the store tired, but in a good mood. We could hardly believe it. After all the bad news of the last month, we were finally blessed with incredibly good news. We were once again happy campers. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today, and I'm sticking with it because I lived it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Merry Christmas, and the good Lord willing, we'll see you next week.